Hey yo everyone, I am Ignan, and this is the next episode in the Super Castlevania IV playthrough, so let's get to it. Here we go, this is another page in the book of I forgot to turn my mic on in the past. Ah boy, I really despise having to do these voiceovers, I don't like it. But without it, especially like Castlevania, there's not that much that happens on it. But I like how the map in there is like is made. It is very interesting. But yeah, but it's just not that much to talk about. Besides the fact that those hands in the ground, they're very interesting because they were in Simon's Quest, if I recall correctly, in these fucking spiders. I recall them, and I fucking hate them. And these like guys that hide in using the leaves. That is just like interesting, but at the same time weird. But yeah, forgetting to unmute the mic. It is, as I said in another video, it is a pain in the ass because I know in a way the things that I said, but I don't want to say the same things again because it sounds weird. And this part here, it is interesting because of having slopes. Slopes in those old games were not a common thing. Most of the games had completely square terrain. So when you say slope, you just go like, oof, a slope. A new thing, like imagine the difficulty that the developers had to program a slope in the game. It's like, boy. It's just odd. At least these days, if you are a game developer or you have like a little bit of knowledge about it, it's not that hard. It's like actually very simple to do a slope. But then if it is for example, if it is a tiled, the game is specifically tiled with the texture, you use the tiles as the collision to mark the places where you can stand on and the places where you can't. What the fuck happened in there? Oh, I recall the save states because I wanted to jump in the thingy down there and didn't know if I would reach or fall on the spikes down there. If I recall, there are spikes down there. But it is interesting how, for example, these days, if like there are now and then some games that are released that they release like games for older consoles. And for example, there's still like games being released for the Super Nintendo, for the Genesis, for the old NES, and even then, if you're a developer these days, it's not that hard to make these things because of the way that the developer mind changed with time and like having previous knowledge of how to do things before. Why the fuck I'm jumping like we're dumbass in here? Oh, I think I was explaining something related to the slopes. Oh no, I recall. It was the coyote time, which is a thing that is made, a technique that you use on platformers that allow you to do jumps. Oh yeah, I was actually right here pointing the fact that the Dracula's castle is in the background. Very small one, but it's like in there, I think. I'm quite sure about it. But yeah, coyote time, it is something that allows you to do more precise jumps because it allows you to step ever so slightly in the outside of the collision box for like some frames, like it depends on the game. But it makes you think that you just made a jump at the last bit of thing, but you actually didn't. If coyote time wasn't implemented, you would have fallen. It is something that makes like platformers way more enjoyable. because back in the day platformers were a pain in the ass. You had to like pretty much like pixel count where you could and couldn't stand on. What was I talking about before? It was the slopes. Oh yeah, because the way that programmers understand now how you could implement slopes in tiled game. It is not as hard most of the time. You just switch so that those slopes don't. If I recall correctly, you switch the collision box in certain slopes, in certain specific slopes, so that the game doesn't handle them as a square anymore. It's actually very fucking easy. But back then, because like programmers weren't used to thinking out of the box most of the time, innovations weren't as prevalent as they were after, like for example, in the PlayStation era. People like innovated way more when they started having to handle like being able to use like 3D boxes and shit like that. It made it so that people changed the way they approached things, and it allowed you to make like things that weren't possible before, even if it is just 2D. It's a very interesting thing when you are a developer, but when you aren't, it's not that interesting. But yeah, I'm trying to think about things to say. That's why I don't like having to do these voiceovers, but I have no fucking choice at the end of the day. I could just place a note warning. Oh, it's gonna be like 15 minutes of like silence from now on, just enjoy or whatever the fuck. But unless I really have no option, I'd rather not do that. Even if I am just mumbling and just like trying to remember whatever it was that happened in the game, it is better than just complete fucking silence when you are used to not having like that silence. It is odd. Very odd. As I said in another video as well, it would be an interesting, a different thing if I hadn't recorded these videos with like a voiceover like while I was playing. This bridge, like I like the animation of the things in there just go down as you walk around. And it's not only the bridge that is going down, the character is just like changing like ever so slightly down to accommodate to the movement of the thing, which is like something that wasn't needed. You didn't need to do that, because there are certain games that only change the animation in the bridge, but they don't like move the character like that. But it's weird having the Medusa in here. I don't recall most of the order of the bosses in the first game, but as far as I remember, it wasn't Medusa here. Although I could be fucking wrong, of course. Oh yeah, this noise, I forgot to re-enable the timer. And you can see how it just like makes a pain in the ass, because I can't observe things, I can't explore without thinking, oh no, there's the timer. I'd rather not have to worry about having these issues. Like having to, oh no, what if I stop in here for 10 seconds? Is that going to be a problem? It's just, nah, no thanks. So there was going back to find another cheats. And somewhere in here I must have accidentally turned the infinite life. It's in there. I turned the infinite lives by accident, because I am I am using the analog stick instead of the D-pad, because the D-pad, my gamepad is just ass. So I think as I was going down, I accidentally pressed to the right side. I know that because eventually I noticed that my lives aren't going down, and then I was wondering just like, what the fuck is going on? Why is my lives not going down? And then I thought, well, fucking cheats, must have enabled it by accident. Interesting to see that this is the moment in which I enabled it. I mean, I could just leave them enabled so that there's no game over and then the game flows better, but I don't know. At the end of the day, it doesn't change much, because if I die, I'm going to reload the save state, like, if it reaches the game over state. So, in a way, it's pretty much the same thing. I also could enable the rewind, but I enabled on Castlevania IV, if I recall correctly. I don't know, after I watched the footage, it seems weird. Mostly because after you start using it, you keep using it, and then it could, for example, I think in a game that would be useful to use a rewind feature in the emulator would be, for example, Super Mario World. That would be a good game to use it, because so that you wouldn't like attempt to do a level over and over again all the fucking time, like doing the same fucking level 10, 20 times just to get a thingy at the end or whatever the fuck. Because I recall when I played, like, this map is like interesting. It is very simple, but it's I think it's better than the previous ones, which were just a square, just like rectangles around, and were pretty boring. But yeah, I recall, like, on Super... I was wondering if those droplets were going to hurt me or not, but apparently they don't. There's a lot of changes in the American version of Super Castlevania IV. In the Japanese version, there's a location where there's like a lot of blood, but in the American one there isn't blood. They just changed the thing to green to imply that it's acid or whatever the fuck. Which is like, back then I understand why, but it's nonsense when you think about it better. There's a lot of it's mostly because Japanese people, they don't care about such things. They don't care about if making a game is going to offend a religion or a specific type of people or whatever the fuck. They just like, at least back then, these days, it kind of changed a bit, but not as much. But they don't care. They just like tell the story. Oh, the story is going to be nicer if we use like crosses in here. They don't give a shit. They just put the crosses in there and fuck it. Not in the US. Most these days it's a little bit more relaxed, but back then it was like complicated. They just thought like, no, the Americans won't buy the game if they like Catholics or Christians or whatever the fuck. They won't buy a game if they see like crosses. They will think that it's going to it is an offense to their religion or whatever the fuck. So most games like got censored when they crossed to American. Which these days there's still people that are going to get offended by that. It's just like, it's just a fictional thing. You just get over it. Makes no fucking sense. It's not like the person is just actively promoting like that crosses are evil or bad or whatever the fuck. It's just like, and most of the times the locations where the crosses appear, it's in churches or cemeteries, which is like locations where crosses are just make no fucking sense. The Blood River, I can see why. Just removed it because I think it was in the height of the Mortal Kombat situation. Then back then, like, there was a lot of shit about like, oh, Mortal Kombat is too violent and it's going to make like people violent. I don't think so. It changed eventually to Call of Duty games. Just, oh no, like games that have shooting and then like make people go out and shoot schools and shit. Just like, I don't think so. I think a person that has a mental problem is going to go there and shoot things regardless of what game he plays. It could be said that, oh, but he used it to train. Really? Really? How good of a training is a video game? Like, that allows you to not hold a firearm in your hands. It makes no sense. That is just like people trying to make a grift on top of something that rallies, like, a group of people. And then just use that to promote their agenda or whatever the fuck in order to get money. It's just that. It's not because they want to save your kids or whatever the fuck. No, they just want the money. They just want the money that comes with it. That is weird. It's fucking weird what people will do for money. Oh, this fucking section. I fucking hate this player. It's just like a pain in the ass. It's just simple. Way too simple. It suffers from the problem of you being a person that plays games that were way faster than what you have to do in this specific thingy. So your brain is used to something that is faster, and now you have to do something that is way slower. So it just like bugs out. Makes no sense. Like in here, for example. I think I will fall a considerable amount of times in here. Like that. Because I thought, well, it's just... As long as I swing myself to the other side, it is going to like keep going and move me up. But nope, you need to kind of keep holding. If you just release, the momentum stopped midway. The momentum is only kept when you are moving the controller in a way. It's weird to explain. If you're playing, it makes sense. But explaining is just like, it's a feel thing. I think though it is going to reach the part where, it's getting there. It's getting back to the part where there is audio. Which I eventually noticed that I muted myself. Yeah, and right now I'm paying attention and noticing that I muted myself, and I'm going to unmute just right now. I think I muted by accident. Oh boy, did I don't know if I stayed mute for long. Oh, you almost fucked me up. Okay, now let's try and not fall, I guess. Oh, I hope that it didn't mute it the entirety of the video before. I think I didn't. I'm being paranoid, I guess. I don't like these things. I mean, I do like them, but at the same time they're weird. And sometimes I am dense. It's a little bit harder for me to comprehend the thingy. There we go. I like the fact that they... Ooh, that was kind of scary. I like the transparency in these. Almost didn't manage to jump on that one. I like the transparency in this waterfall. Can I jump up there though? Doesn't look like it. I will go around, it seems. I don't like how the screen just like goes abruptly, like to the other. God damn it! Switch to the Bosch stats. Bullshit! Fuck this. I'm gonna possibly save up there after I pass through a location or whatever the fuck. You ass of a thing. Dicks. Fuck ye. The blasted. Oh, I'm starting to get impatient. I mean, not really then. Not exactly, precisely. The impatience. I wonder if I can get there without the whip. Next whip, we're saving. Yeah, attacked. Next whip swing, we do be saving. There it is. Fuck this. No. There is. I guess, works. Oh, fuck's sake, what did I exchange for? Oh, we fucked up. Can we do it? Maybe. Nope. I mean, I possibly could, but just if I wasn't as dumb. Which is a common thing. Oh, now that I think about it, if I need to do that, like swing from one to the other, it's going to be a nightmare. Mostly because my controller isn't pain in the arse. Come on. Unless I do it that way. Don't know. Why did I not attack from the bottom? I'm dumb. I keep forgetting that I need to face them in front of me or whatever the fuck. Almost getting there. Okay, it's a very abrupt move of the camera. There we go, I got blasted. Almost there. No. Ah, fuck that. Although, what is there? I don't exactly know where I'm going. That seems to be here. And that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I see you next time.